think the moral of the story is like what you like and like it passionately, and fuck everyone else.
Fuck everyone else.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg. You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Background Buzz. This is our topic of the week video. Pretty much this video we talk about something that we just want to talk about this week, right?
Yeah.
And please check out our other videos. Every week we come out with News Buzz where we give you a rundown of news articles that caught our attention. We also we have a video called Games of the Week where we talk about the video games that we played in the last week. And those videos come out every Tuesday, Thursday.
Tuesday, Saturday.
Yeah, and Top of the Week comes out every Saturday. We also started a new Background Buzz reviews, so please check that out. We reviewed The Last Jedi. Recently we reviewed Jumanji and Shape of Water. Pretty cool. So for this week, topic of the week, and I was very interested in this, is we're going to talk about The Last Jedi and the backlash that it's receiving from fans in general and what we think about it.
Or not so fans.
Yeah, and thoughts about it. So, do you mind if I begin this topic?
No, go for it.
So, my thoughts on The Last Jedi. So, I rewatched it yesterday, and I saw Force Awakens again this week, and I resaw The Last Jedi. Just because I wanted to know, where do I stand on this film, and how do I think it stands in the rankings? We gave our rankings last week.
Yeah.
But also, I was very fresh from seeing The Last Jedi. I was very caught up in all.
You have some distance in between.
So I had some time to process it, and this is where I stand on The Last Jedi. And then we'll talk about the backlash. I think that given it's been a week, I think that The Last Jedi, what I liked about it was it offered originality that I was looking for in The Force Awakens. So The Force Awakens was, in the end, I rewatched it. I think Force Awakens is a better movie. Like, it's shot better. It feels more like a Star Wars movie. Like, the pacing is better. It's a shorter movie. It's tighter. Like, it just feels better. But The Last Jedi offers these interesting twists and turns, and
Does it?
It does. For me, it does. It offers these twists and turns.
Could you? Well.
So this is spoilers.
Yeah. Could you name one interesting twist or turn in that movie?
I think
I feel like there was no point in the movie where I was shocked about what was happening.
For me, twists and turns in the sense of The Force Awakens sets up questions to be answered. So like, who are Rey's parents? What is Snoke all about, and how powerful is he? And what is Luke going to do eventually, right? So first of all, Rey's parents is revealed that they're nobodies. They're like these junkies who sold her off for drinking money, and they're dead now. And
I thought that was actually like one of the cooler parts of that movie.
I thought
they didn't make it a whole big deal.
I thought it was cool in the sense that it's great that she doesn't belong to Skywalker. She's not Obi-Wan's kid. She's not Darth Sidious. You know, all these theories that came out. She's just a nobody, which I thought was cool. But I also, looking back on it, think that the way like Kylo just revealed that information, like, oh, they're just nobodies. Like, it could have been executed better. I think Last Jedi, that's pretty much the complaints about it. The execution could have been better. Also, I feel like Snoke dying, like, I expected so much more from Snoke. I don't know if you did.
So did I, but I wouldn't like this surprise wasn't a pleasant surprise for me, you know what I mean? Like, I think Snoke dying was a surprise to me because in the original movie, in Force Awakens, Kylo Ren is sold as this villain that's really incompetent. He can't even beat Rey, even though he's been training his entire life under Luke to use a lightsaber, and Rey hold a lightsaber for her first time and beats him.
Yeah.
So when he finally beats Snoke, I found like puzzling when in the movie theater, like, well, he can't beat Rey that like just held a lightsaber for the first time a few minutes ago, but he can beat this supposedly omnipotent like Sith Lord. So yeah, that was a surprise, but I wouldn't say it was a surprise in a good way. It would be a surprise in the same way that like fucking Mickey Mouse jumping out of the movie would have been a surprise. also, like, Snoke is supposed to be this omnipotent, like, all-powerful being, like, and he couldn't see that. Like, he couldn't see Kylo do that. What's crazy is I feel like even if you weren't a Jedi or a Sith Lord, I feel like you would be able to see an object moving in your peripheral vision. Like, what the fuck?
All right, fair enough. Like, Snoke was like really into this whole like killer, like let me do this. But regardless, like Kylo is no match for Snoke as far as it's presented. Like Snoke is this like Sith master, and like Kylo was able to do that. Fair enough. I think what The Last Jedi did really well was making Kylo a better villain. But I guess
better, but inconsistent.
inconsistent. Right? Yeah. But the backlash is, and I'm hopefully we can put this up on screen. But like so far, Star Wars is at a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, but a 53% on like audience score. So what do you think about this, Steve?
I think that you can't give too much stock into what reviewers say about movies, because I do give a lot of credence to reviewers of video games, because I feel like in video games there are concrete factors you could measure a video game on, right? Like, does it freeze? Yes or no? Does it like look as good as this game? Yes or no? Like, there are like mechanical things that aren't subjective. But I feel like a movie is all subjective, right? So I'd imagine that this 92 Metacritic score comes from a whole bunch of Star Wars fans that see the fucking logo and they're like, "This is Star Wars. It has to be good."
These aren't Metacritic fans. Those are Rotten Tomatoes.
No, these are right. Yeah,
these are just critics.
These are critics, yeah. But critics are susceptible to the same biases that everyone else is.
Yeah, it is amazing that it's 92%, and Rogue One got 85.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of why I dismiss critic reviews of movies, is because what I like in movies often don't coincide with what critic likes in movies.
And that's a huge issue where people are actually complaining against Rotten Tomatoes. They're like, Rotten Tomatoes, like Pirates of the Caribbean got a low rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and they actually they were like, Rotten Tomatoes is the reason why we didn't have a big opening weekend. But Rotten Tomatoes is an aggregate like website, right? It'll compile all the reviews that like people make, and it'll say that 92% out of reviewers like this movie. That's all it's pretty much saying. But that being said, I do find it interesting that it has such a high rating, given all the flaws that it has.
Well, like I said, it's rating movies. I feel like rating movies is kind of like rating music, where it's like when you rate a video game, I feel like there are some concrete, evidence you can have for why a video game is bad. Like, if I shoot this character in this game, the game doesn't recognize it. Like the hit detection is off. Like the graphics are off. Like, it crashes.
You could argue for a movie too.
No,
for a story arc, you could be like character arc.
No, but
subplots.
Story is subjective. Where like a game crashing or like a game having like bad hit detection is like, very objective. Like, does this game crash? Does it not? Because you can make the same argument for a game story, right? And that's the subjective part of the review. But I feel like game reviews have a very objective part. Whereas I feel like when you review movies and music, there is no objective part, because if the movie is like shot well, like there isn't, like you can't hear weird things in the background. If it's professionally done, then all the objective flaws you could have in the movie are gone. Then it just comes down to subjective. Like, do I like this character? Do I like this writing? Do I like the world they're creating? And I might like it. You might not. So I kind of feel like websites like Rotten Tomatoes are kind of meaningless, because you kind of have to find a reviewer that that likes the same thing that you like, and then you could trust their opinion.
No, but Rotten Tomatoes is saying that a majority of reviewers liked it.
But apparently that means nothing, right?
Well, it means...
Because the majority of viewers didn't like this movie. So what does that mean?
It means that there's a disconnect between reviewers and audience.
Yes.
I think Rotten Tomatoes I think it has a lot of influence.
No, it does.
It has a lot of influence. Well, like when I look for a movie that I'm going to watch, Rotten Tomatoes plays a big part.
I think it has a lot of influence, but not in Star Wars movie. Because even if this movie got like a 1 on Rotten Tomatoes, it's Star Wars canon, people would still would have watched it.
No, I disagree, because like if people are anticipating Star Wars and people are anticipating the Rotten Tomatoes review, if people logged on and it's like Star Wars, the new Star Wars got 80%, like the new saga movie,
Yeah.
people would be worried.
People
would
will
be
be
like,
worried,
"Oh,
but I
shit."
feel like they would still watch it just to see what the worry is. Like, I feel like it's one of those series where if you're a fan, you have to watch it just because it's canon and like you have to see where the story is going. It's not like
I
a
agree.
one-off movie where you can just skip it or take it or leave it. Like the prequels are unanimously disliked. People hate them. Everyone watched them because it's Star Wars. You have to watch it. So you have to know what happens.
Listen, I agree with you. People are going to watch this movie regardless. But I would also say, in an alternate universe, if this movie got 80%, people would probably not go opening weekend.
Mm-hmm.
They'd probably be like, you know what, I'm going to watch it next week. You know, this movie is not as good as it's supposed to be, so I'm going to watch it next week. So I think that's Backlash. And I've been watching a lot of videos on this topic. And I think that this movie, and I want to bring this up, I think that this movie really divides people as far as like, are you like a hardcore Star Wars fan or are you like a casual fan? Like, do you just like Star Wars?
Yeah.
Just because you just like Star Wars, or are you like into the lore, into the characters?
So, do you think the hardcore fans like the movie, or do the
I don't think they like the movie.
Do you think the casual fans like the movie and the hardcore ones don't like the movie?
I think casual fans are more open to liking the movie because a lot of the complaints that I hear from this new movie is that it doesn't really stay true to Star Wars lore as far as how the Force is used.
See, I don't know, because I'm a very casual fan. I didn't like this movie. I think a lot of the complaints I've been hearing are complaints you could have with any movie. Like, there are glaring inconsistencies in the plot. Like, for me, the entire basis of the movie makes no sense because the whole movie is this one rebel ship outrunning, a ship from the Empire. But it's like, what does the Empire like not?
First Order.
Does the First Order not have more gas? Do they cannot call in another ship? Like, it's very odd. It's very like hard for me to wrap my head around that. The secret sauce to beating the First Order is just go like a little bit faster. Like, and they have no fail-safe against that. Like, that just seemed like it just doesn't make any sense.
Mm. But Star Wars never made sense because, like, even from A New Hope, like, there's this big Death Star.
I thought Rogue One made sense.
No, but given the original trilogy where you have this Death Star, the way to defeat it was like you shoot this one little opening. This one.
But I think, the fact that Star Wars never made sense isn't an excuse. So we watched The Shape of Water today, and I think we talked about it that movies are on different levels. I think, and I think
you have to grade them according to those levels.
I disagree. I think we have to weigh every movie relative to what's out there.
No, because like a Marvel like hero movie, right?
Yeah.
Is not going to be like an Oscar-winning movie.
No,
you
but
go there,
it could have a plot that's not inconsistent, right? Like, and I think people give Star Wars a pass, even though there's glaring inconsistency. There's plot holes. Like one day Kylo Ren is killing Snow, one day he's getting beat by Rey, just because it's Star Wars. And it's like, well, I'm not invested in the Star Wars lore. I'm not a huge super fan. So for me, when I see that, I'm like, this makes no fucking sense. This is dumb.
Mm.
I've watched better movies than this. So, what?
Yeah, there's a lot of flaws with The Last Jedi. I think people gave it a high rating. Even in myself, in the rankings, I put it really high, was because of the original stuff that they put out.
Yeah.
So like, they killed Snoke, so Kylo Ren now is the focus, right? Like, you don't have your Sith master. Rey's parents it doesn't matter, right? She's just.
Those are all cool elements.
I mean, there are cool elements throughout this film, like Luke coming out projecting, that twist where he like there are cool moments in this movie, but there's so few in between, like a lot of mess that's going on. But I think the reason why it places so high, and I'm conflicted, is because Force Awakens it's such a good Star Wars movie. It's such a good movie, but it's so familiar. Like it's basically New Hope. It's copy and paste with a little bit of new elements, and you're like, you played it safe to the point where you're like, do I really like this? It's a great Star Wars movie, but in the end, what did it offer to me? Now, New Jedi offers so much new things, but it's so inconsistent in that. And that makes it hard to be like, this is a great Star Wars movie because there are a lot of
The
social
thing is,
flaws.
I would say it's like an okay Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
And this is gonna be very controversial. I think it's an okay Star Wars movie, but a horrible movie. And I think that says a lot about the Star Wars franchise. I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that at its best, Star Wars is a cheesy action film that lacks substance.
But it was always like that.
And I think that's kind of what I'm realizing that like maybe maybe it's not like that I hate Last Jedi. Maybe I don't like this genre of movie.
Yeah, I mean, Star Wars, the original trilogy.
But see, I want to push back on that because we watched Jumanji, and I feel like a movie could be cheesy and still entertaining. But I feel like Jumanji walks the line of being like uber cheesy to basically pure comedy. But where Lord of the Rings, something like that, it's like more serious, not a lot of comedy in it. And Star Wars is somewhere in between where it's not as good as Lord of the Rings, it's not as good as Jumanji, but it's like it has this awkward middle ground that's not appealing to me. Apparently, it's appealing to a lot of people, but I don't see the appeal.
I mean, I see the appeal. I like the Kylo and Rey dynamic and like the light and the dark side and the mythology behind like the Jedi and like whatever. I like that stuff, but you're right. It's not Lord of the Rings where the lore is so like ingrained with like the story, and it's not Jumanji where the property is so. I mean, Jumanji. Who really cares about Jumanji, right? Like people like Jumanji, but are they hardcore fans of Jumanji? No, so it isn't close to their heart. So you have a lot of liberties with Jumanji.
Yeah.
Like we saw Jumanji recently, and if you compare it to the original, it's completely different. It's like two different films.
But I think that's good because if I went to the same film, I would watch the original Jumanji. That's my biggest complaint about Force Awakens. If I went to New Hope exists. Like it's not like we live in a vacuum where we can't watch old movies. We can watch it exists. So there's no need to recreate that.
Yeah. So Force Awakens was a really good what they call a requel, which is a reboot sequel, which is pretty much they took a story. And they gave it like a remastered version of The Force Awakens. And it did a great job at it. It was a great job at it. But it just didn't offer the originality. The Last Jedi offers this originality, but I don't think it executes it very well. And people have a backlash. But overall, on this issue of critics, I think in the end, I think we're so consumed about what people think is right or wrong, or like what people deem is like a good movie or a bad movie. In the end, you gotta go see it for yourself.
That's true.
And if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. It's fine. Like don't add a number to it. Like when I go see a movie, I mean, I sort of think in numerical terms because that's just kind of the way the world works. But like you either like it or you don't. Like you leave and you're like, I had a good time. Like Jumanji was a fun movie. Is it a great movie? Is it like an Oscar-worthy movie? Is it like a 9 or 10 out of 10? No, it's a fun movie. And I can see how people have fun with Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's moments to be had. I don't know. That's where I fall with the whole critic thing.
Yeah. I mean, I talked about this earlier in this video. I think when it comes to movies and music, critics are basically meaningless because it's all subjective. There's music that like someone might like that I might hate. There's a movie that you might like that I might hate. It's purely subjective. You just
subjective.
You have to just watch it for yourself. And like just that like the Last Jedi got in '92. So then like, what would you give a movie like? I don't know, like Pulp Fiction then, or like The Godfather. Like, if The Last Jedi is in '92, then what if like Pulp Fiction? You know what I mean?
It's like 100.
It's like, but so are you saying that like The Last Jedi was just almost as good as the Pulp Fiction? Like, so obviously not.
Also, you're right. Like, if you're reviewing this movie, you're not thinking as The Last Jedi fits within a box. Right?
Yeah, it's in a box.
It's in this box where you don't expect great things from it. Mm-hmm. It is this cheesy sci-fi film with a script that it follows, and like, now is it good within that those parameters? Then you judge it accordingly.
And I like this the music analogy is because so you might really love a song, but if it's not the genre you're into, no matter how good that song is, you're not gonna like it. And I think that's why I'm not a big fan of Star Wars, because no matter how good a Star Wars movie is, I'm never going to be a huge fan of it because I'm not a big fan of action movies where like the whole premise is just like a battle at the end or there's some cheesy story and you get to a battle. Like that's not what I look for in a movie. That's not what I look for in video games. In video games, I look for like a really intriguing story. In my shows, I look for like an intriguing story. That's why like Game of Thrones and whatnot. So I expect the same thing from my movies. So I think I just don't like that genre. So no matter how good Star Wars is, it's never gonna do it for me.
Yeah.
But people do like that genre. And for them, it could be really good. And just like music, like you might not like hip hop, but like if you do like it, you know, this song might be really good for you. If you don't, it might not be good for you.
Yeah. So I think that's what it comes down to. Like whatever you like. Whatever you don't like, you like. And you're right. Like you like this, you like hip hop, or you like R&B, or you like pop or rock or metal, whatever you like. That's what you like, and then you can dissect within that category what's good or what's bad.
Like, I could hear like the best country song ever, and like it wouldn't speak to me because I don't like this genre. But maybe this is really good music, but I wouldn't be able to relate.
I think what makes Star Wars, what's going on with Star Wars now, is interesting. Is like fans of Star Wars, like fans of country music, are looking at this and going like, "Oh, this isn't good.
Yeah.
This isn't good country music. This isn't good Star Wars." And why are critics so high on it? And why are audiences not? It's interesting.
It is interesting.
And I think as a regular viewer, there's so many flaws with this movie. You go in, and you're like, there's so many. Overall, it's not a great film. Like it has flaws in it. It's inconsistent. It takes you out of the experience. But for me, I guess the reason why I rated it so high was the originality. It's weird. Like ratings are weird. That's the take-home message. It's whatever you want.
Ratings are weird, especially when you have to defend it, because it's like we
Yeah.
live in a world where I feel like I like something and I need my view to be validated. Like if other people don't like it, that means like me liking it means something less.
Yeah.
But I'll tell
If
you
people
what,
get triggered by it.
it doesn't-
People get offended by it.
it doesn't mean shit. Like
No.
I'll tell you what, I'm like a big fan of the original. What was it? The Evil Within. I would say that game has huge flaws. That game is not that great. Like, but I love it just because it hits me on some like level that I like. But I could easily see how someone like this game is clunky, it's gimmicky, it doesn't feel right.
Do you like it over Evil Within 2?
No, Evil Within 2 is way better game.
Right.
But I still love the original one. But what I'm saying is that just because I like something, someone else could hate that thing, and I understand because it's not for everyone.
No, it's not. It's not. And
there are people out there that don't like Uncharted.
I wasn't a big fan of Uncharted.
Yeah.
In fact, I think Uncharted 4 was what made me a fan of the series because it was so smooth and I thought the story was great. It wasn't like Drake chasing this like treasure. It was
He's always chasing the treasure.
But in Uncharted 4, just as a tangent, he was kind of tired of that.
With him with his Sony phone?
Yeah, with his flip phone. But yeah, I mean, that's the take-home message. Like,
I think the moral of the story is like what you like and like it passionately and fuck everyone else.
Fuck everyone else. Like, if you like it, and if you like The Last Jedi, and just like I did, where I liked it overall, and I thought that there were some cool ideas, and you like it, and just tell people.
And even if you don't like it, still appreciate that other people do like it, and don't be a hater.
Yeah. In the end, it's just a movie.
Yeah.
It's just a movie about.
Like, I'm not a big fan of The Last Jedi, but I'm happy it exists. I'm happy people enjoy it.
Also, good news. However you take it, J.J. Abrams is returning for the next episode.
Yeah.
So some people have said he's going to restore balance to the Force. So he's going to mediate between like the extreme departure from Star Wars from Rian Johnson to like the more safe, familiar territory of Force Awakens. So find some in between.
The really bad thing about The Last Jedi is that it leaves Episode 9 in a place where I feel like no matter what they do, it's not going to be interesting because it's really like just Kylo Ren and Rey.
And Rey's nobody.
Here's what's going to happen in Episode 9. Like, Kylo Ren is going to fight Rey, Rey's going to win, and all's going to be well. Some variation of that's going to happen. And, like, the fact that, like, 2 or 3 years out of this movie, I could predict what's going to happen, and everyone knows that's what's going to happen, says a lot about what that movie is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, though, I think people want that though. People want your Star Wars. They want their Darth like the master. They want the lightsaber battles. They want the good guy to win in the end. I don't think people were asking for anything more. That's what they want.
I was asking for something more, but I think I didn't know what Star Wars was.
But I also think that Disney is addressing that by giving us like these like what they call Star Wars.
These Rogue Ones.
Yeah, these Rogue Ones, this Han Solo. They're giving you this, but they're also trying to feed into that saga. Like, but I think Rian Johnson, the director and writer of this movie, really took this movie into a weird direction. And I'm very surprised that like Star Wars let them take so much liberty as far as their property. Who knows where it's gonna happen?
I know. Kylo Ren's gonna fight Ray, and Ray's gonna win.
You're right.
What do you mean? What's gonna happen? I know exactly what's gonna happen.
Alright. We'll see. I mean, that's pretty
Guys,
much it.
spoiler alert.
Alright, so that's pretty much it. Like, do you have any final thoughts on this?
No, just like what you like it passionately, and don't hate on what other people like.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's the moral of the story here.
Forget Rotten Tomatoes, forget Cinema Score, forget Metacritic. Just go watch a movie. If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. And if you're somewhere in the middle, then think about it, process it.
Maybe make a YouTube channel and talk about it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. I mean, this was kind of ranty. I feel like we don't normally rant, but this was a ranty episode.
It's a little ranty.
But I liked it. I thought we had some good fun.
Boy, it's ranty.
If you guys had fun watching this, please like, comment, subscribe, the whole nine. We post videos every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
Yes.
And a whole bunch of movie reviews. So if you're into that, this is the time for you.
Check out the movie reviews.
Yeah. Until next time, I'm Steve.
I'm Wilson, guys.
Keep the buzz going.
Later, guys.